Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is the lesson in how to generate a new identity. So, with the Align framework, we're going through the letters one by one, and today we are going to be talking about generate. So, how to generate a new identity. We've already gone through the practice of awareness, how to locate limiting beliefs, core wounds, developmental traumas, how to integrate and heal from those things. And now, today, we are getting in to the process of generating a new identity and having more conscious choice about how to become the masters of our own destiny, not victims of circumstance. So if you're interested in taking more conscious control and having more choice and freedom in your life, this is the video for you. So generate, creating and embodying a new identity. What is generation? Consciously creating a new identity, choosing who you want to become. It's not just healing, it's becoming. It's not the old patterns that you used to fall into. It's generating and choosing new patterns that will lead you to who you want to become. And instead of reacting, we act with intention and conscious choice. So why does generation matter? In the process of identity and belief transformation, what we're doing is let's say we have our old self, we have our new self. In the middle, we have this period of spiritual liminality where we're healing. We don't want to be the old self anymore. We've located some limiting beliefs or things about ourselves that we don't like and we want to change. And then we start healing that. It's like going from the caterpillar to the cocoon, but we're not yet a butterfly. So we're in the cocoon with the integration phase. And it's in this cocoon that we actually start to generate who we want to be as a butterfly, who we want to generate ourselves to be as a new identity. As a new person, who do we want to become? So how do we do that? Healing creates more conscious choice, more possibility, more openness, more freedom, more potential. So when we're healing from a past wound, an old self, a limiting belief, we start opening up more possibility, more space. Oh, wow, I have actually more conscious choice about who I become. I don't have to let my past and my conditioning and my programming and my limiting beliefs and my traumas control me forever. I can reparent my inner child. I can heal myself and I can choose a new identity. I can heal from my past and choose a new identity. I can be the master of my destiny. I have power, free will. I am an empowered being to make choices in my life. So this foundation of conscious choice creates tremendous, infinite potential for you to choose who you want to become. This foundation for meaningful change begins with emotional and psychological restoration. It's like having a blank slate, okay? You ever take an etch and sketch, the little knobs that you turn? Imagine if there was just scribbles all over it. You shake that thing up, you got a blank slate. If you're a builder and you see a lot with a bunch of trees and shrubs and bushes and you want to build something there, it's clear cutting the lot and having a clear land so that you can build something of your own choice. Try not to cut down all the trees, keep some of the nice ones. Anyway, without generation, we can collapse back into that old identity. If we don't choose consciously who we're trying to become, the instability will make us fall back into that old pattern, that old belief. We have to actually choose something new. We have to choose a new habit, a new behavior, a new way of thinking, a new identity to try to embody in order to have a chance at getting out of that old version of ourselves. Okay, so you can't just say, I don't want to be my old self anymore and just stay in this place of spiritual liminality. You can for a little while, but eventually you need to choose to try to affirm a new identity or you'll fall back to the old self. Okay, so you don't want to drift and relapse. Okay, that's what happens without generation, without intentional direction and purpose. Healing can lead back to old patterns. So we need to choose a direction. We need to choose a higher meaning. We need to choose a purpose. We need to be intentional about what we're trying to create for ourselves. Because with this, with generation, with direction, with purpose, with clarity, this intentional creation brings sustained transformation. We can step into and embody that new version of ourselves. We won't fall back if we have a version of ourselves that we're clear about stepping into. So you don't just heal who you were, you choose who you become. Identity is a choice. We have this choice to choose who we want to become. We are like a piece of clay that we're molding and transforming. Who is it we want to be? This is shaped by our beliefs, our actions, and repetition. Identity is practiced. It's not permanent. You can always grow and develop and change. So who you are is not permanent. It's practiced. What are you repeating to yourself daily? What actions are you taking daily? Habits, affirmations. What are you choosing? So the gap where most people get stuck, letting go of the old identity, releasing the patterns and beliefs that no longer serve you. If people can do that, that's a hard step. If people can do that, the next common mistake is they don't define their new identity. They resist the urge to lock into a new identity too quickly. Sometimes people can reach for a new identity too quickly and overcompensate, but I think that is better than not trying to lock into a new identity, because then you'll fall back into the old patterns. You have to try for something. The result, if you don't choose who you want to become, you'll fall back, you'll relapse, you'll be confused, you'll drift. You have to try to affirm a new identity, generate a new identity, consciously choose who you want to become. If you want some tips on how to do this, I would suggest looking at who you admire. Who do you want to be like? Not in a way that makes you jealous or envious, but in a way that you admire somebody. For me, when I was trying to develop a new identity, I was interested in doing music and acting. So I had different musicians and actors that I looked up to. Also, with my spiritual pursuits, I had psychologists and spiritual people that I looked up to. So I looked up to many different people there were many different types of people that inspired me. Jesus, Buddha, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, Jordan Peterson, different spiritual teachers, different actors and philosophers, different musicians, different athletes. So there's different people that you can be inspired by and try to generate yourself to be like. So if you don't choose your identity, your past will choose it for you. You will fall back into those old patterns if you don't choose consciously a version of yourself that you want to become. So how to generate a new identity? This is the process of getting clear on who it is you want to be. A foundational question that anchors your identity transformation journey. Take time to reflect deeply on your aspirations, your values, and the person you envision becoming. Define your foundation. Define your beliefs, the core convictions that guide your decisions and shape your worldview. Define your behaviors, the daily actions and habits that reinforce your new identity. Define your values, the principles that matter most and align with who you want to become. Tools for generation. Okay, this is where it gets fun. You can see behind me, I've got a vision board and goals list. Okay, vision board, goals lists. These are all things that help me move in the direction of who it is I'm becoming. Okay, so visualization, create a clear mental image of your desired identity, desired outcomes, reinforcing the neural pathways through focused visualization practices. Affirmations, repeat positive statements that align with your new identity. This helps rewire those self-beliefs through consistent affirmation and self-talk. It's like the little engine that could. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Whether you think you can or you can't, either way, you're right. Start repeating these positive affirmations to yourself and listen to them. What I usually do is I listen to some positive affirmations that I've recorded in my own voice, and I listen every night before bed and every morning when I wake up after I meditate. Okay? There's a reason, because right before sleep and right when we wake up, these are two very powerful times for reprogramming our subconscious mind. Because our brain, the state that our brain goes into, we have hyperfocus, which is when our brain waves are like 20 to 50 hertz. Then we have below there the other phases of the brain. I could be mistaken, but maybe I'll throw up a graph that will help clarify it. What we want to do is when we're in theta or alpha, basically theta is like 4 to 8 hertz and alpha is 8 to 12 hertz. When we're in those states, when our brain waves are experiencing those deeper states, our subconscious is more programmable. So this is when we want to be listening to those affirmations. And these brain waves usually occur when we're basically in that gap in between sleep and waking. So if you listen right when you wake up and right before you go to sleep, you're more likely to be able to plant those seeds in the subconscious mind. Your subconscious beliefs are what drive 95% of the results of your behavior. It's just 5% conscious. So you have to reprogram that subconscious part of you as well. Okay, so that's where the affirmations come in. Embodiment, acting as if. You can't just do the affirmations. You can't just change your thinking. You have to start acting. Acting is what gives us proof and confidence that we can step into this new identity. Act and behave as though you already embody your new identity. Allow actions to precede beliefs and create authentic transformation. Habit creation, build consistent daily habits and support your new identity. Stacking small actions every day. This becomes powerful behavioral patterns over time. Environmental design, intentionally craft your physical and social surroundings to support your new identity, removing friction and enabling better choices. My football coach used to say, birds of a feather flock together. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. If you hang out with 5 alcoholics, you're probably going to be an alcoholic. If you hang out with 5 intentional, conscious creators, you're probably going to become an intentional, conscious creator. So who are you surrounding yourself with? Also, your environment. Like I have my goals, my vision board and my goals. Surrounding myself with positive images that uplift and inspire me. Keeping a clean environment uplifts and inspires me and helps me stay motivated on my goals, focused on my goals. So repetition creates identity. Embodiment, from thinking to becoming. Thinking differently doesn't just make change happen. All right. You have to have corresponding behavioral change. That's what gives you confidence and proof. So you must act differently. New behaviors, new choices. This will anchor that new identity. Speaking differently. How are you choosing to speak to yourself and to others? Instead of thinking, the doubting and I'm trying to become, I'm trying to do this. If you're trying, you're not doing. There's different energy. Trying is a failing energy. Trying is trying. Doing is doing. You're not saying you're trying to become an athlete. You're saying you're an athlete and you're practicing. You're an athlete and you're practicing. Commit to it. Change the language that you're using. That will change how you speak about yourself. That will change how you speak to others. And then when you commit to those actions and those behaviors and those words, it all backs up the thinking, the feeling, the behaving. This will all solidify your identity. You must move differently, okay? Learn to exercise and move your body. Speak with confidence. Put your feet flat on the ground. Plant them, shoulder width apart. Put your hands up in the air like this. This will increase your dopamine levels, your confidence. This will make you, this is what's it called? The Superman pose, okay? You stand like this for 2 minutes, you'll start feeling more confident and secure. Do this, stand like this, and then affirm your identity, and then speak confidently. I am a visionary teacher and creator. I am confident in myself, my body, my goals. I speak with clarity and conviction. What is it that you are trying to affirm for yourself? Choose your affirmations carefully about the identity that you want to embody. And then do practices that help you embody them and live them so that you start speaking differently and moving differently. People will take notice. But first of all, you need to put in the action. You need to make the choice of who you choose to become, and then you need to commit to it and repeat it daily. So identity equals behavior and repetition. True identity emerges through consistent, repeated actions that become your embodied form. Emotional alignment. The aligned framework is not just do A, then L, then I, then G, then N, and then your life is perfect. It's an iterative process you will have to constantly be experiencing. So you'll have to continuously have the awareness to look within and locate any limitations and to heal and sit and process those things and then generate, okay, I'm someone who can learn. I'm someone who can grow. I'm someone who can develop. I'm someone who can intentionally and consciously choose the direction of my own life. So you have to be able to constantly reflect on yourself, your behavior, your goals, your desires, and who you want to become. The body must feel safe. Old emotions might arise. You might have slip-ups. You might relapse into some experiences of doubt and sadness and grief and anger and confusion. But Charlie Mike, continue mission, reevaluate, reflect, become more aware, stay grounded, breathe, integrate, continue. You can feel uncertain and still move forward. You can feel the fear. You can feel the doubt. you can feel the uncertainty, and you can still act. You can still do what you need to do. You can still meditate and journal and reflect. You can still practice the habits of that version of yourself that you are trying to become. Even in the midst of feeling uncertainty, doubt, loneliness, and whatever array of emotions could possibly come, commit to the version of you that you want to be, and then follow through. Take the actions. Be consistent. One day at a time. That's it. One day at a time. Forever. Common mistakes. Avoid these pitfalls. Don't try to skip integration. Don't try to skip the healing. Don't try to, spiritually bypass the pain. You got to be able to heal it. You got to be able to feel it to heal it. Can't put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. Okay? Don't rush through the practices that lead to true integration and healing. Overthinking instead of acting. Analysis paralysis delays progress. Perfectionism locks you in endless planning cycles. Start with what you know and refine along the way. Learn through doing. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Okay? You got to just be able to take the action and learn as you grow. Waiting to feel ready, you might never feel ready. So if you wait, you might wait your whole life. You have to start where you are with what you have and do your best. And then you learn from that experience. And then you try again. And then you do it again. And then you do it again. And then you do it again. Okay? Someday, people will realize that the reason they are successful is because they have tried and failed so many times. Failure is a part of the process in becoming successful. No matter what it is you want to be. If you want to be good in school, if you want a certain job, if you want to be a better athlete, if you want to be a musician, doesn't matter. Failure is part of the process. And it's the people who are excited to try and fail. Not to try to fail, but you want to try to succeed. You know what I mean? You want to try to succeed, but you realize that failure is a part of that process. And if you fail, don't let it stop you. Let it inspire you to keep trying and keep growing until you do accomplish it. All right? So recognize failure is just a part of the process. If you're failing at something, congratulations. You're doing what most people won't, which is trying something. Okay? So continue to give yourself permission to go out and try and fail. All right? And do and practice. Keep going. Waiting to feel ready, you might wait your whole life. So just start, even if you feel not ready. And then after you do it, you'll have a little bit more knowledge and experience. You can prepare better and then try again. Being inconsistent is another mistake. Sporadic effort undermines results. Consistency compounds small actions into significant outcomes. Build habits that sustain momentum over time. When we talk about habit formation, it takes like 30 to 60 days to create a new habit. So if you give up after just a few days thinking you're going to see those results after a few days, please don't make that mistake of being inconsistent. Try not to look for outcomes too quickly. Give yourself enough time and be consistent. Put in that honest, authentic effort. Don't just say, yeah, I tried for a week and it didn't work. That's laziness. That's fear. Be consistent. If you know who you want to be and what you want to do, go for it. Have the ability to learn and grow. Key insight, action before certainty. The most successful path forward comes from taking deliberate action while building awareness. Your understanding grows through doing, not waiting. Embrace the journey with eyes wide open. Awareness itself is your greatest strength. So what generation leads to? The transformation, confidence, clarity, momentum, self-trust. You become the person you're trying to become. That feeling of accomplishment, when you set out on a direction and you achieve your goals, is an amazing feeling. When you realize that you are a self-directed, free being, it is an amazing experience. When you realize you have the potential to choose what you want in life and you have the ability to learn and grow and develop whatever skills you need to accomplish those things, it's an amazing feeling and it's very empowering. It's very fulfilling. And that is, I believe, the reason that we're all alive. It's the ability to become self-realized, to realize that we have this conscious power to co-create our reality with the creator of all that is. We have that power within us. We can co-create what we want in this world. So try it now. Quick exercise for immediate action. Think of your future self. Envision a clear picture of who you want to become. Close your eyes. See that person, the version of you that has already achieved your goals and embodies the qualities you aspire to. Ask, how do they think? Reflect on the mindset and beliefs of this future self. What thoughts drive their decisions? What convictions guide their daily choices? Ask, how do they act? Observe their behaviors and habits. What actions do they take? How do they move through the world with confidence and purpose? And then take one action today as that version of you. Select a single action that aligns with how your future self would act. Embody that version of you right now, today, in this moment. The final takeaway: who are you choosing to become? You don't become someone new by thinking, you become them by acting. Thank you. I hope you found this helpful. If you're interested in the channel and learning more, please like, subscribe, comment below. You can also check out our next video, which will be on the Aligned Framework Navigate. Once you've embodied this new version of yourself, how to navigate life with that. Also, if you're interested in acting, filmmaking, screenwriting, any creative projects, we do have People United Productions website that you can join our network of creative people that can collaborate and help bring each other's projects to life. So feel free. The website might be live right now. I don't know, depending on when I release this. So if it is live, check the link in the bio. The link in the description will have the website for People United Productions Casting Network if you want to join our professional network of creators and collaborate with us. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Good luck. God bless. See you later.